The aircraft in itself. You can't see the plane. Here it comes. Sorry about that. I had the setting up page. There you go. You can see the aircraft now. So Tim has put it quite simply. Where's the aircraft gone? There we go. There's the aircraft. Cheers, Tim. I thought I'd press the right button, but I didn't. So like I said, in about 15 minutes, they'll be up and running. Sorry about that, Dave. You should be able to see the aircraft now. Schoolboy era. Whoops. So hi, Display Gaming, and we're on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. Hopefully now you can see the aircraft. Makes it a lot better if you can see it. So they're looking at starting 2 engines up, far left and far right. Hi, Julian. Abby's back. All right, Abs. Abby's here with me. Oh no, it means we've got some trouble. Hi, Donna. Let's say hi, Abs. There we go. Hearing you 5, loud and clear. That's from Brad Evan Hart.
Hello.
So the special thing that was happening today, unfortunately, is not happening now, mate.
Why?
It doesn't seem it's going to be. It's sick. It's not very well. But we may have something else that's going to make an appearance shortly, we hope, which is a helicopter.
We already had it.
Well, hopefully, yeah, I know we have.
I'm leaving.
Hey?
You give me bad.
Oh, she's off. She's had enough already. So, if you've only just joined us and you didn't see this morning's stream, what we're going to do, we're going to put a little video in a minute and tells you all about the aircraft from a pre-recorded video that we did, but that'll be in a few minutes. And then this aircraft hopefully will start its engine runs for you. So this aircraft is a C-54 Skymaster, and they hope to get this aircraft flying in the future. They want to do fast taxi runs for passengers, etc, etc, etc. And all they need is to get publicity and get funds, and hopefully this aircraft one day will be up in the skies and entertaining us at air shows. That is the ultimate goal for this aircraft. So as you can see, there are some red covers over 2 of the engines. They're not running today. One is needing complete refit, and the other 2 that have got the covers on are the ones that are going to be running today. The sun is now coming out, which is absolutely gorgeous. And we have Shirley on Facebook and Andrew Austin, good afternoon. So we're here at Northfield Aerodrome, which is in Essex. And here we do have police helicopters, the air ambulance, loads of general aviation aircraft. We have 2 jet provost and an L-29, I think it was called. And we have that here as well. So what I can do we'll pan around to the aircraft and we'll pan around to it. So while we're waiting for the engine starts. So there's your 2 jet provost. So hopefully, and then over, a bit further over, we have, look at that, doesn't that look gorgeous there? And next to it we have this one as well. They came in earlier, so hopefully we'll get one of those airborne very shortly. But we're mainly here for this attraction. Yeah, L-29, I thought it was. Saying hi to Macaulay, hi Scott, then James, Brenda. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a little video on for you, a pre-recorded video before we get the aircraft, and this is going to give you some general information about the aircraft. Enjoy the little video.
Okay, we have engine 1 on the far end of the wing. That engine is now, it's been refurbished and is running very well. We have engine 2, which unfortunately isn't working. That engine needs to be replaced, but we do have a replacement engine, so that's okay. Over here we have engine 4. Engine 4 is now running. We had a couple of problems the other day, but they've been rectified, and now I've been told that the engine is running nice and smoothly. This one here, engine 3, that was running a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately when we did that first run it developed a fault. The engineers are now working on that, and we hope to have all 3 engines running as soon as possible. Okay, as you can see up here we have various tubes, and the tubes are basically transferring oil, fuel, water, anything that's needed to make these aircraft and engines work. And on each tube there is a sticker with a colour reference on, which relates to the colour reference on here. So as an engineer comes along, he or she could look at this, look at the tube and know exactly what that tube has inside it. As I was saying earlier, on these aircraft there are various signs that give information. This is one of the undercarriage doors under engine 3, and this illustration here shows that anyone that would be working on the aircraft, how to tie it down, how to support the aircraft. When the aircraft is loading, if there's any weight on the back, we have this pogo stick that supports the aircraft so it doesn't fall down on its tail, and it also shows how the aircraft is to be towed. So this is an aircraft that somebody could come along, check the quick reference, and then carry on and follow the details. This C-54 was operated by the US Navy at the end of World War II. Fortunately, it has all the original aerials and antennas that would be used for radio navigation for this type of aircraft. Basically, it would fly from the States over the Pacific towards Japan, so navigation was a major feat, and there was no GPS in those days. So equipment like this was everything that they had. On the top of the aircraft is also an astrodome, because at night time it was difficult to navigate, and the navigator could actually use a sextant to follow the stars. So the beauty of this aircraft is all the equipment on board is original from when she was built in 1945. This is our pogo stick. This is basically here to support the aircraft, so if it's windy or she's being loaded up, she doesn't drop down on the tail. One other thing about the C-54, bearing in mind the aircraft was built and designed during World War II period, it was also designed with attachments to tow gliders, which makes this aircraft slightly different to most. Here we are on the flight deck of our Skymaster. As you can see, the instruments are all period, and the crew at the moment are busy making sure that all these instruments actually work. Up the top here we have basically the instruments that start the engines, and with aircraft like this it takes a lot of skill. There's no computers, so there are various levers here that adjust the mixtures for the engines to run. Basically we have 4 engines on this aircraft, So you had the captain on this side, you had the first officer on that side, and they both had dual controls. Main flight controls, the same as most aircraft today, unless the newer ones have a joystick, but this is the same. This aircraft also, if you wanted to steer it on the ground, some of the smaller aircraft, you just move the rudder with the pedals. This aircraft, you actually have a steering wheel here, and that moves the main front undercarriage. The instruments seem very confusing if you've never looked at them before, but generally they're quite easy. You have 4 engines, so everything has been duplicated 4 times. Down the middle and just over to the side, you have your controls for the engines, so you can monitor the power, fuel flow, and everything else you need. At the front here we have basic instruments for navigation. You've got a compass, you've got an artificial horizon, you've got an altimeter and rate of climb, so you know going up, going down, and so on. These red pulleys here are all fire extinguishers, so even though it was an old aircraft, it has everything that a modern aircraft has. These levers here are just for the trim of the elevators and rudder, so if you're coming into land, it's slightly windy, you can just balance up the aircraft and adjust everything. Some things that also show the age of this aeroplane is the fact little things like it was built in the days when a pilot had an ashtray, and everything on this aircraft is manual, so it would take normally 2 pilots. You'd have an aircraft engineer. Just behind here you would have a radio operator, and where the camera is at the moment you would have a navigator. The navigator station is currently all taken apart to be refurbished, and above is the Astrodome, which as you can see is leaking because today it's absolutely pouring down with rain, and that was there for navigation purposes. Okay, we're just past the flight deck. Basically we have a whole array of fuses here which basically control all the electrics for all the instruments there. This is the best room in our little flying hotel here. This is the toilet. Obviously we need to do a bit of work clearing that up in there. At the back here though you can see a lot of the electric cables that are used for the various fuses and everything, so you really need to know your electrics if you're going to work on here. Most of this radio equipment here is period from World War II. This is an area we need to clean up a bit, but we're trying to keep all the equipment as original as possible. We have 2 bunks, so if you thought it was only Emirates or the major airlines that provided beds, the C-54 Skymaster had beds for the crew. Quite often a flight across the Pacific could take 10 to 12 hours, and they had double crews, and this was the main crew rest area. So you could get a nice sleep there and then go to work when you're fully rested. This is the aileron for the starboard wing. We have this one here, and we have the port wing aileron down there.
Unfortunately, we have cut Gary a bit short there. I do believe now we are getting ready for the engine runs. The guys are ready. Everything is ready to set. Saying hi to Cara. Yes, I am broke. But the guys are getting ready for the engine run. I did stop the video with Gary. I do apologise. But they're doing 2 engine runs today. One this morning and then one now. I'd like to wish all our American friends a happy Independence Day. This is the first time they've had 2 engines running on this aircraft publicly. It's an American aircraft, and what an achievement. Saying hi to Daisy Bells, Brenda, all right now is for the engineers to give us the sign that the engines are going to start up, and the noise from these engines are absolutely stunning. Hi Jim. And Daisy Bell got it on the TV this time. That would be absolutely fantastic. Here we go. They're just going through the checklist, making sure everything's ready to go. Enjoy. Andy, hiya. Any thoughts of a return to IMA? Yep, we will be heading to East Midlands very soon. Keep an eye out. So the engineer's giving it the thumbs up. So Andy, keep an eye out for notification of what's coming up with East Midlands. We've got something fantastic planned for that one, and other live streams coming, military and civilian. If you haven't already, press the notification bell button, whatever I call it, and pass us around. We're absolutely free of charge on both Facebook and on YouTube and Twitch. Thanks to everybody who's joined us this morning and this afternoon. Hi to Ian and hi to Marjolian. Hope I pronounced that okay. And hi John. How's it going, Mark? 737 pilot. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Hi Dylan, please do share this about. Here we go. Let's give it a thumbs up. Enjoy. Abby's joined us for this occasionally, Rabs.
Yeah.
How about that, guys? It sounds beautiful. There's the engineer giving it. Next engine to start. Here we go. both engines running. What an achievement this is. Run the aircraft on its own power by turning this generator off. So the generator's off, the aircraft is now running on its own power, and I've been told they are going to rev the engines up a little bit. And we're at Northfield Aerodrome. Skymaster, save the Skymaster, C-54. Good afternoon, Lee. Hi, Joyce. Well, thanks much for sharing it. Really appreciate it. Here we go. Fan 25 there as the Nat arrived jet. The Nat is in the hangar. Not too sure if it's coming out. Hi, Lee B. And it's Liam from Ireland. Hi, Liam. Yeah, the Nat is inside the hangar. Apparently it's not coming out. It's not very well. That was the special prize. That is what they're working on, to get all four engines working at the same time. Hopefully one day that'll be the case, and we look forward to that. Hi, Paul Weaver. To Mark and Adam and Paul. What's the time frame for getting the other engines running? I do believe they have a new engine for one, which has got to fit in, and the other one, they're working on it. They reckon within the year they should have all four engines running. by the end of the year. Here we go. Question, will the engines have to be rebuilt? No, these engines have been worked on. There is one engine that they've got spare, which is going to be replaced, but the other one will be. Hope that's okay, Paul. Awesome sound that is. Hi Jane, hi Lee. I love the Skymaster when it came into Super Constellation and Biggin Hill. Did it sound absolutely stunning. Hi Andrew. fantastic, guys. Now I do believe she's going to idle for a few minutes. Listen to those engines.
Hi.
Abby's with me.
Hello.
Don't she sound absolutely gorgeous? Yep, it's a bit blowy, isn't it, mate? Abby's back with us. Abby's in the house. Hi, Tim. And she continues.
Where is it?
Hi, Kavan Krishna from India. India. George, such a good sound. This sounds absolutely gorgeous from here. If you haven't already, go over to the Skymaster Facebook page. Like it, share it. If you have any spare coins, they love to have some donation if you can, guys. Let's get these other two engines up and running. And Mr. 04, anything else? We've had the air ambulance, the police helicopter, a few of the general aviation aircraft. And we may have a scout go up very shortly. American watching from the Netherlands. We love the Netherlands, we come regular, we love Holland. Krishna, this is my first video watching on your channel. Thank you very much. Hi Leslie. my brother Chris Motley Biggles sat in the captain's seat a couple of years ago. Mr. 04, this is my local airfield, sad I couldn't get down. And we have a scout that started up. I do apologise about a little movement here. Little Abby was on the old platform with me, gave me a little nudge. You probably can hear that in the background. That's the scout. Stop the engines running here, we'll go over to the scout for you. Yes, you do, Mark. Scout airlifts, we'll move over to it for you so you can see him lift off. Apart. Look like it's trip out a lift as well. I don't know where Abby's gone, we've lost Abby. Right, as he's shut down, we're now going to pan over to the Scout. So you can get to see him park. he's going to be departing. How about that then, guys? Mark Bentley, thank you much for the stars. Stuart Brown, hi, how's it going, mate? Hi, Mike. And the air ambulance is also lifting up behind us. So we'll get the air ambulance and then we shall call that a wrap for today. Thanks so much, Mark. We appreciate it. And if you want to offer any donation, go on to the Save the Skymaster website. They'll take any kind of donation possible, whether small or large, you want to offer. Skymaster, they want to get the aircraft airworthy, flying in the near future, air shows, etc, etc. Hi, Mike. And with that, guys, before we go, Andrew Austin, I wish Northfield would hold an air show. There used to be fantastic air shows here, brilliant air shows. And Lee, thanks so much for the stream, no problem at all. You're more than welcome, and thank you very much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed the streams. Keep an eye out for when we're back here with Save the Skymaster. But until next time, thank you much for joining us. Have a good afternoon, and keep an eye out for when we're next live. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.